And today let's talk about this photograph that I took using only one light. This is going to be a great tutorial for photographers who are just getting started or photographers that are just on a budget. We're going to break down the setup and do a Photoshop tutorial. You ready for this one? Let's go.
Okay, lights, camera, and action.
All right guys, as always, all the gear that I use will be available in the links below, and if you choose to purchase from those links, it will help support this YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, hit the like button and subscribe so you can get more videos just like this one. Now, let's just say you get hired for a product shoot and you don't have that much gear and you definitely don't have a budget to work with. Well, this technique will teach you how to light a product using only one light. So for this setup, I'm gonna be using my tube light. It's by Yokei, or Yokei, I think. I have a bunch of these lights and they're extremely affordable. I'll have a link for them below. They're around 60 or 70 bucks on Amazon right now. Bonus to having this tube light is you can change the light color to 8 different colors, plus it comes with a wireless remote. And also I'm gonna be photographing my subject on a black background. It just makes it a little bit easier for the edit. And I'm using a 50mm lens on my Sony a7 III. And now let's kill the lights and take some photos. The first thing I'm gonna do is set up my camera and make sure that it's not gonna be moved during the process of taking these photographs. Next, I'm gonna turn on my tube light and I'm gonna hold it in a bunch of different angles on my subject. Every time I change the angle, I'm gonna snap a picture. So in essence, I'm lighting the subject from every angle that I can, from the left, right, top, bottom, back, and front. And later, we're gonna compress all those images into one image and keep what we want out of each one. And as I said earlier, it's important that your camera doesn't move during this process, because if it does, it's gonna make layering your images a pain in the ass. Because I'm using my Sony a7 III, I also have my Sony app on my phone, which means that I can control my shutter directly from my phone. Now, if you don't have access to a wireless remote for your camera, I'd suggest using a self-timer, something around 3 seconds or 5 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever your camera is capable of. That way you can click your shutter button, move the light to wherever you want it to be, and the camera will take the picture. Alternatively, you can also have a friend help you out. Now, once I've taken all my pictures, I'm gonna take the memory card out of my camera, put it into my computer, and open up my weapon of choice when it comes to photo manipulation, Photoshop. All right, guys, so the idea here, now that these images are on our computer, is to piece them together one by one like a puzzle. Ideally, you'd work with your raw images, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just gonna be using our JPEG images. So I'm gonna right-click and open with Photoshop. With this image, I really like the way the top part of the bottle is lit. I don't like this area, but I do like this area. So for this area, I'm gonna go to my second image. I'm just gonna drag it into Photoshop. Now it's here. So I like this part of the image and everything else. I'm gonna erase everything else though. To do that, I'm gonna head on over to the layer, right click, rasterize, press E on my keyboard, and I'm going to erase everything that I don't like. Oh wow, I kind of actually like the bottom of this, right in this area over here. Let's grab our next image. So as you can see, the right side of the bottle, it has this nice little light set up over here. I want to erase everything else though. So again, I'm going to right click on that layer, rasterize, and begin to erase. I want to make sure my label stays lit evenly. Great. Moving on. Now I worked on the left side of the image. Again, I'm going to head on over to the right side, rasterize, and erase everything that I don't want. Zoom in here. Okay, so I think this looks really cool already. This is actually really nice. All right, moving on to the next image. All right, so this is when I got the this little the top part here. So let's go ahead and erase everything out of this by rasterizing this layer. great. And now for the bottom, rasterize this layer. All right, and this is what you're left with. This is the final image. This was done by taking several different images, putting them together in Photoshop, and piecing them together layer by layer. So let's take a look at what the original looked like. It was just this one shot here. Then we added the label in. Right side, left side, top, and bottom. Finishing touches, you can go to filter, camera raw filter, and adjusting till you are satisfied with the look. And one last thing I'd like to do for this image is add some effects, because I think that would look great. So I'm going to grab these that I grabbed off of the internet already. We have some flames. Position them in a way that I think would look cool. I'm going to change the layer preferences to screen. I'll do the same thing with this one. And screen. And lastly, I got these ambers. I think it would look great here, and I'm going to also go to screen. And that is my edit. All right, guys, let's take a look at that image one last time. And that is it for this video. I really hope you guys found it helpful. And if you did, or if you know of any other tips that can help other photographers, drop a comment below and let us know. If you know anybody who could benefit from this video, remember to share it with them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.